Hey, hello drumstickers! Welcome again, Alberto Iglesias, Drumsticks on the channel. You know, a different pair of drumsticks every week. By the way, first, sorry about the last week videos. I don't know what's been happening with YouTube, that they were putting the videos on private mode by themselves without touching everything. So, well, apparently it's solved. It's already solved, so I hope you can see the videos without any problem. That's all I can say. So let's talk about drumsticks. In the last video I told you that for this week I've been using one of your requests. In fact, maybe 4 or 5 people had requested me these drumsticks, so it was time to give them a try. And it's the VicFirth Signature model from Mr. Mike Terrana. Here you have it. Okay. As always, when we talk about a signature model, who is Mike Terrana? Well, honestly, I knew him because he's related to Spain now. He lives in Europe, but he's an American drummer. He was born in America, in Buffalo, I think. But he's been living in Europe for many years now. And well, he's before. If I think it's a better idea. So you can have a look at the guy and then we can talk about him. This is Mr. Mike Terrana. So, what a look, right? Well, as you can imagine, he's a heavy metal rock drummer. Yeah, he's a very powerful drummer. He plays, you know, a huge key with all the cymbals and all that stuff, very fast playing, double bass, all that stuff, the full package. Okay, awesome drummer. You have a lot of videos of his clinics or solos and a lot of stuff in YouTube. You can find a lot of things. And well, about him, if you check his Wikipedia, you can see he played during many years. He's been playing with a lot of different bands, and nowadays, in fact, he's playing with a Spanish band. His name is Avalanche. Since last year, I think he's playing with a Spanish band, which is awesome. What can I say? Well, honestly, this is completely out of my comfort zone. As many of you know, I'm not, of course, I'm not a heavy metal player. But it's not my thing. It's not my style. It's well, so. The first thing I can say is first, amazing technique, amazing playing. Please check any of his videos and you're gonna realize it's kind of the show. I think he has that mentality of show when he plays with a lot of movements and tricks and all that stuff, which is, of course, it's not my thing, but it's really amazing to see. So great player. For sure. Well, now let's talk about his drumsticks, okay? First thing, it's better before starting saying things about the drumsticks. Let's have a look, okay? So here you have this signature model from Mike Terrana from VicFirth. Okay, cool. Maybe some of you have already noticed that it's not the kind of drumstick that you expect from a heavy metal or this kind of player. For me, it was completely unexpected, honestly. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about first the measures or the sizes, the standard sizes. So you can check that out in the VicFirth page, as always. And this is okay about the diameter. It's 0.560. The length is 16 plus a quarter. Pretty long taper. Barrel tip. Not too big, in fact, kind of small. What else? It's white, painted in white, and it's hickory. Okay, that's more or less all the aspects of the drumstick. Translating that, as always, we can say that it's a 0.560, which is less than a 5A. So first surprise. The first thing you expect from that kind of player, oh, maybe 2B or between 5A and 2B. No, less than a 5A. You can notice that immediately if you hold the drumstick in your hand. So that's it. About the length, is a little bit more than a standard 16. It's 16 plus a quarter. We'll talk about that later also. Well, barrel tip, another unexpected thing. Long taper, another unexpected. It's kind of the opposite kind of drumstick that you expect from this kind of player, honestly. It's all I can say. So let's see each part. Well, the first thing I'm going to mention that I've been watching in one of the VicFirth videos about the drumsticks, about Mike and all that. Well, apparently when he explained that when he came to Europe, he started playing with VicFirth, and he started using this model, the HD10, the swinger model, which I've already tested in the past. You can check that video if you want. So this was a model this is the model he was using at that point. Well, the main thing is that this is a maple model. So he explained that he was breaking a lot of drumsticks. Makes sense. If you watch his playing, makes total sense. So he started talking with VicFirth about designing a drumstick and blah 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 and all the stuff. And well, apparently they came with this thing, which it's unbelievable because if you compare these two, it's completely unrelated. No, I mean, maybe they have some aspect in common, but not a lot of things. But I think it's also great because that's the way he was exploring and trying things and realizing, okay, I'm gonna change this and all that stuff. So first thing, the grip or the diameter, okay, less than a 5A. In my case, it's great because, as you know, I like 5A. It's kind of my favorite thing now, at least for now. But everything a little bit more or a little bit less, it's cool. It fits perfectly. Depending on the style, you prefer a little bit more, or a little bit less. It depends. But it's always kind of a good feeling for me. Everything around 5A. So what I can say, if you like thick drumsticks, if you maybe have a big hand or long hand, long fingers, I don't know, and you are used to thick drumstick, this is not your thing, honestly, because it's kind of thin. You're gonna notice that you hold a thin drumstick in your hand. First thing. Second thing, I'm going to talk about the combination of taper and tip. Okay, small tip, barrel tip, so more definition, more articulation, cymbals don't open too much, but at the same time we have a long taper, which is everything is moving to good rebound, and I can say it's completely true. If I have to say one thing, if I have to choose one thing of this drumstick, is the rebound. Super comfortable, fast rebound. You can it feels super good playing. If you are doing fast singles, great. For me, it's perfect. Perfect, it's maybe too much, but it's really great rebound. Of course, the fact that it's a long taper and small tip and thin drumstick, okay, the dynamic range, it's going to be more controlled. You can't expect to be like with a 2B, which, by the way, it's something that he explained in the video about the range, the dynamic range you have when you have a heavy drumstick. It's loud or too loud, or louder. So in this case, you have. I think you have. You are in a different range, but you still have room to get more volume. But at the same time, you can play choir. It's I think it fits better in that case if you prefer all that dynamic range to have more control over that. What else? Well, as I was saying, the one thing that it's curious is because it's a thin drumstick, even having a long taper. In this case, it's not very extreme in the way he reduced, because of course this is thinner. So he mentioned also that you can put a lot of drumstick in the drum head if you want, because you have space for that. So you can get a pretty heavy sounds, or pretty powerful sounds, and at the same time, just moving a little bit, you can get more quieter sounds, you know, all that stuff. So great combination in my opinion, or at least fits really great for me. It feels great. It honestly doesn't feel a metal drummer drumstick or a heavy metal drumstick. It doesn't feel, for me, not sign of that. Okay, and I think that's super awesome, because it's great to see a player. It's for me, it's great. It's a proof that you don't have to focus on that. Never focus on the style, not focus on the player. Focusing what feels better for you and what really makes you play better. What else? Well, about the paint, well, he mentioned that it's a question of first the look. He liked the look, but also at the same time he do a lot of tricks and all that, and you know, he's throwing drumstick to there and all that. And so he mentioned that being wide is easier for him to to see where's the drumstick in the air. It feels better for him. So, well, nothing to point about the grip. As always, well, same grip with the rest of the painted drumstick, like in the Jojo or Body Reach and all that. The same idea, okay? As you know, I prefer the regular finish, but this is not going to be a problem. Never been for me in this case, at least in the case of VicFirth, not a huge difference. Well, another thing is the weight. This is something that really surprised me when I see that he was playing with a HD10. Well, not the weight, the thickness surprised me, because he was playing with a HD10, which is more than a 5B, sorry. And now we are less than a 5A, so it's kind of strange. But then I realized, okay, he's changing to hickory, so I assumed that he was trying to find that balance between the thickness and the weight. As I was saying, he mentioned that about the weight, the importance of the weight for him. When he changed to hickory, he realized that he can play with thinner drum heads, the toms open more open sound. So he liked more that kind of sound, the kind of response he was getting. So of course, if he maintained the same thickness of the HD10 with hickory, it's going to be a kind of heavy drumstick. So that's why I assumed that he's combining those two things to get his perfect match. And it's really, really great. It's really comfortable drumstick, honestly. And the last thing is the only thing that I'm not a huge fan of in this drumstick is the length. As I was saying, it's 17 plus a quarter, and for me it's been amazing to realize that how much I've been capable to notice that difference. Well, for those of you that don't know, when I start playing this, when I start testing a drumstick on Mondays, one condition I have for myself is that I never check information. I don't check sizes, the player. If I don't know the player, I don't try to see any videos, all that stuff. So because I don't want to be preconditioned and about the drumstick. Okay, I'm going to expect this, or he's this kind of player, and all that stuff, or the size. So it's a way for me to learn more. I think it's because I don't have any previous idea. And then today, before doing videos, when I check all that to tell you that information, but also to contrast all that with what I found out during the week. In this case, it's amazing how much I realize of that difference of length, because I've been using as you know, many different drumsticks, rock drumsticks, metal drumsticks, which are maybe 17 inches or more than this. This is just a quarter, but immediately, maybe 1 minute after playing, I realized, oh, these drumsticks are longer than the regular ones. I think it depends. That's why it's not always a question of only looking or paying attention to one thing. I mean, if you just pay attention to, oh, it's just a quarter, it's not too much. Yeah, depends on the rest of the drumstick. If you have a huge drumstick, a slight difference in length, maybe it's not too important. But when you have a thin drumstick with a lot of taper, just a little bit can make a huge impact in the response of the drumstick. In this case, honestly, it's the only thing I don't like about the drumstick is that extra length. Of course, I don't know what happened if how would be the response with a regular 16. Maybe it didn't work in that case. Maybe he tried that and maybe he decided to increase it because he preferred this response. I don't know, but in this case, as I was saying, it's really comfortable to use. Honestly, it's in my case, for my way of playing, my style, it feels really great. But that extra length, I will remove it if I can. I will keep it at standard 16. That would be good to be able to give it a try. But it's really crazy how much these small things can have an influence depending on the rest of the drumstick sizes or characteristics. Okay? So, of course, it makes sense. That extra length makes sense with the kit because as I've said, I've been telling you this in the past many times, but one of the cool things about the extra length is if you have huge kits, because you don't have to stretch your arms so much. You have an extra piece of wood or drumstick to reach the cymbals or reach whatever you have in your kit. Okay, if you have a small kit, it doesn't matter. Everything is close to you. So, I think that's all I can say. I would like to end with something that he says that I think it's really great. And he mentioned that many drummers or new drummers don't realize that these things are the way. I don't remember the exact phrase, but this is the way that we have to contact with the drums. So if you are not comfortable with them, it doesn't fit with the way you play, of how you are, or it's not gonna work. You're gonna play, for sure, you're not gonna play, you're gonna play better if you have good drumsticks. Good for you, I mean, drumstick that fits with you. And I totally agree with him, as you know, and that's why I'm doing this crazy shit. So that's all I can say. Just to recap, super comfortable drumstick, completely unexpected with the style or with the drummer, but really comfortable, and you can use it in any style. I would say that you can use it in any style. No, I don't think it's a drumstick for metal or for hard rock or for no. You can use it for whatever style you want. So I hope you like it. What else for the next week? For the next week, I'm gonna attend another request from one of you. I mentioned you in the next video. I don't remember now the name, but it's this company is kind of known now in Spain. Many players are using it. Are using this. It's Balbex. It's a European company, and this is a standard 5B. So it's a request, and as I would say, don't forget to, if you want me to try some model or something like that, just put a comment on the video or on the Facebook page or whatever, and I add all that requests to the list, and as soon as I can. Sometimes it's hard because maybe I can find the model here in Spain or whatever, but I try to do my best to put all that models in the list, and as soon as I can, I'll give it a try. Okay, so as you know, see you in 7 days, but keep practicing, please. Keep drumming and keep testing if you can. Okay, goodbye, see you in 7 days. Have a nice week.